disappear so I didn't have to fight over it. Thank you, everybody, for coming out on this cool June afternoon. Just think cool thoughts. It'll happen. As you know, the Dogwood Invitational is going on this week here at Druid Hills. It has been held here at Druid Hills since 1941. We had a little dry spell between 72 and 93. And since 94 on, we've had some fantastic players come through. Some of the players that have played here at the Dogwood that you might know: Webb Simpson, Lucas Glover, Brian Harmon, Hudson Swafford. So there are a lot of great players out on tour now that have been here, and potentially some of these young guys you might hear again out on tour. Today I'm going to have a few of our players hit some shots for you, answer some questions, and give you some words of thought about golf. Tony, you want to do the intros? All right, it's Tony Del Maestro, one of our assistant professionals here, will do the introduction, so I'll give it over to Tony. Thank you again all for being here, and just as a reminder, there's a cooler over there with water and Powerade if you'd like it. They're setting up a bar for the adults, so if you'd like some of that, help yourselves. So here's Tony.
Thank you, Mr. T. As he mentioned before, we are lucky enough this evening to be joined by, I believe, 3 or 4 players, notable players, that participating in this week's tournament. Let me introduce you first to Eric Hallberg from Parker, Colorado. He's the son of pro Gary Hallberg. How's this week been going for you so far, Eric?
So far, it's awesome. This is a great tournament. Hopefully, you guys will be able to play someday.
So, with your dad being a pro, how did that influence your start in the game?
I was around golf my whole life, so I guess when you're around it enough, you get into it. But I just got an itch for the game, like probably some of you have right now, and just went from there.
Excellent. Eric, what do you feel is the strongest part of your game, and how did you get to that level?
I'd say probably ball striking, just hitting it straight, driving, irons, getting it on the green. My biggest down point in my game is probably putting. So, I mean, I guess you have to get it on the green first, but then try and make some putts. So.
Perfect. Well, we won't have you hit any putts for us this evening then. If you wanted to show off a few full swings, maybe talk us through your routine or what you're thinking about before you draw the club back.
Just kind of take my shoulders. My shoulders are kind of the main, my main spot. So shoulders back and then just go from there.
That's pretty solid right there, Eric.
Just do that and
Just do that.
then I'll hit a couple drivers. So same thing here. If you want to hit it far, just tee it a little higher, get a little wider stance, tee it a little further apart, and just swing hard, just rip it and rip it.
All right, thank you, Eric. Do you want to talk about your round today at all? Anything stand out? Any highlights from today's round?
Well, I hit 18 greens in regulation, so hit every green, and shot 4 under. Made a few putts, but I need to make a few more tomorrow so to have a chance.
Well, keep up the great play. We're rooting for you, Eric. Next, we're going to be joined by Scott Wolfus. He plays his collegiate golf at Georgia Southern. And last year, he was the SoCon Golfer of the Year, so that's quite an outstanding accomplishment. So, Scott, do you want to let us know or educate us on how you got your start in the game?
Honestly, I grew up coming to junior clinics like this and finding places to play. I was never a member at a nice club, and it's lucky enough that I've made it to college and been able to be here talking to y'all.
So I know this is a burning question on everybody's mind. Do you have a favorite golfer out there?
I grew up on St. Simon, so I think I have to say Davis Love, but I don't have much of a choice. But you know, definitely my favorite golfer, great guy, and great guy to watch. So.
Same question I asked Eric earlier. What do you think is the strongest part of your game, and how did you get to that level?
I would say my short game, just from chipping and putting all day long. I mean, doing drills, and that's how you beat your friends, and that's how you get a lot better in golf, is making putts and chipping them close so you don't have to read them. So that's always helped.
All right, well, Scott, do you want to hit a few chip shots for us then?
We can do that. We can go there.
Come out with one of the toughest shots in golf. He's got a very little green to work with here, so let's see how those nerves are. Scott, do you want to talk us through a few just basic setup fundamentals when it comes to the chip shot, and because these guys are going to be driving and chipping and putting today. Chipping is going to be a huge part of their score. So what do you think about it setup of a shot like this? That's pretty well done, right? Thank you, Scott. All right, next we're going to be joined by Anders Albertson, a regular here at the Dogwood. So Anders last year, he won the ACC championship, which is outstanding. And on top of that, he's only the 10th player in Tech history to get all ACC 3 times. So that's quite an outstanding feat. Congratulations, Anders. So Anders, how did you get your start in golf?
I played a lot of sports growing up, and just my friends and I went out to a range when I was about 9 years old, and we started getting competitive in that, and been doing it ever since.
And Anders, what do you feel is the strongest part of your game?
I think my consistency and maybe my wedge play, controlling the yardages and the greens.
All right, well, do you want to show us a few of those good wedge shots? right, he's going at the signs. See if he can knock him down. And Anders is done for the day.
Give him another shot. Last years ago, yeah, that was cool.
Hit the 50.
He was the driver. Yeah. See what happens. On that? Sure. I'll drive off the deck. Yeah. You can get.
All right, so he's leaving the tee at home for this shot. This is one of the hardest shots in golf. He's going driver off the deck. Who needs a tee anyways?
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
So Anders is a really straight driver of the ball, but right now he's going to talk us through what the adjustments he makes in order to hit a cut shot and a draw shot.
All right, so first we'll hit a cut. And for me, I'm a right-handed player. It's going to start left and go to the right. What I like to do is move the ball up in my stance a little bit and drop my left foot back. And that's going to allow me to clear left and hold the face off. We don't want it to release. That's going to be a draw. So we're going to kind of hold the face through our release of the club, and hopefully it goes a little left-right.
The dreaded straight ball.
For a draw, kind of opposite, we'll move it more back in your stance, and maybe if this is square, maybe bring your left foot up a little bit. We want to kind of swing out. If you're playing baseball, swing out maybe towards first, and it's going to start right and curve left.
So I've asked these guys to get a few clubs out. The driving range picker is out, and one of my favorite things to do is to try to hit the picker. So once that guy comes a little closer, we're going to have these guys fire away at him and see if we can't rattle up. Who is that in there? There's Andrew in there. Let's see if we could scare him a little bit.
Got him, got him, got him, got him! Whoa!
That almost hit. It's like dodging. He's playing dodgeball.
Oh, you got it.
We're coming for you, Andrew.
He's pretty accurate.
So ladies and gentlemen, just joining us right now is one of our Druid Hills members and participating in the Dogwood this week, Sean Murphy. Got him, I heard it.
He must realize they're trying to.
Take him down.
Good shot there, Sean. Well, that counts. We'll count it on the bounce.
There you go. He's driving away.
All right, guys, he's making it a little hard on us.
Run away. There it is.
All right, guys, thank you for that. At this time, I'm going to open up the questions to everybody out there. Does anybody have a question for one of the guys today? Anybody, parents or juniors? Anders, what major?
Business.
He's a business major over at Georgia Tech.
Stay away from engineering. How many hours do you practice every day?
So how many hours do we practice a day?
Say a normal day would be practice for about an hour in the morning, go play 9 holes, and then practice an hour or two after 9 holes.
Yeah, it's a really good question because I know a lot of these players, how they divide their time out on the course and their time practicing is really important. Where would you say, Scott, that you spend most of your time? Is it on the range or is it on the course?
Honestly, when I spend the most time on the range is when I'm really struggling, but go out and play, score, try and beat your score that you had the day before. I mean, that's how you get better, not sitting here banging balls. I see so many guys doing that, they never get better. They can do it on the range, but it's a whole different ball game on the course.
All right, we need to bring the game out onto the course. Thank you for that, Scott. Anders, how do you feel like you divide your time on the course and practicing?
I think starting out, I spent most of my time on the range, just kind of getting my technique and mechanics down. But once I got to a certain point, I think I spent maybe 60 or 70% of my time on the golf course as opposed to on the range. Just kind of learning how to hit shots and learning how to score. Because ultimately, when you play a tournament, you don't get judged how good you are on the range. It's how fast you hit the ball in the hole. So I think spending more time competing on a golf course will help you when you get a little bit older.
All right, I think we've got time for one last question if there's a question out there. Anybody?
How old were you when you got your first?
So does anybody have any hole-in-ones out here?
Double eagle, no hole in one.
A double eagle, no hole-in-ones. That is weak. No hole-in-ones?
Tony, how many do you have?
I have 4 hole-in-ones.
Wow.
Yeah, I've had a few hole-in-ones. Probably like, I don't know, a lot on par 3 courses, but just one. I think I was 17th. So 16 or 17. So do you have one? Not yet? Well, you'll get one. You'll get one eventually if you keep playing. So stay at it.
Now, I know this is a great question because Sean, did you have a hole-in-one this week?
I did have my first one this week on Tuesday.
Yeah. Congratulations, Sean. Playing it regularly, do you feel like that is a big benefit for participating in events, big events like this?
Yeah, I cut here a lot, so I know most of the breaks on the putts, so it's more about just hitting them and just I know where to miss it in the right places. So that's what's helped me out a lot this week.
Well, guys, I want to thank everybody for coming out here and showing off their skills for us today. Best of luck in the next few days of the tournament, guys. I know you probably just gained a few more fans. Thank you. I'm going to turn the microphone over now to Michael. We're going to get this event kicked off and started.